like here in the morning. It's freezing. You see, beautiful French countryside. I'm speaking quietly, not to wake Lou. There's our camp. I've just put a brew on. There's next door. There's the beautiful countryside. It is so cold.
Okay, as always, tea time. Today we're on lemon tea. So I'm on the lemon tea. Lucy is actually just making bread.
Bonjour.
How good is your bread, Lou?
It's pretty tasty. Depends what day it is. Every day brings a different mix.
There's the Dutch oven. There's the fire, just burning into embers before we put the bread on. And it's we've just come back from nicking wood from the forest, so it should be fun. We're looking forward to bread and jam. Bread and jam sandwiches.
Without tea.
With tea. Splendid. Splendid. Superb. There's our Dutch oven bread. You see? Beautiful. The oven's still quite warm, so what we're doing is we're quickly making dinner, which is going to be the same old summer stew. Some of this, some of that. And there's our Lou, carving and cutting in the middle of carving and cutting. So, bon appetit. Right, this morning I came and we caught 2 fish for our first time. The problem is they were only little fish like that, and there was only 2 of them, so I just threw them back in. So we've moved position because if you see there, there's a sluice gate, and we get the idea that the fish are not going past it until it opens. So we put it on this side of the sluice gate. But it's only been in here about 3 hours now. So is anything in it? Nope.
No.
Nothing yet. So what we'll do is we'll put it out further. There you go, it's on mine. I'll put that back in here. Get off. I'll leave it overnight again. Then we should have fish for tea tomorrow night. We caught 2 nice fish, but they were too small. Okie dokie. Okay, right. For those who don't know, I've got a friend called Stephen Nojiri. And Nojiri married into a Japanese family, and he is in America at the moment, and he is an active Buddhist. And he said before I set off on this journey, he said, Anthony, if you want the build to go well, you have to build a small shrine to the local deity. So Stephen, it's not as grand as I expected, but here you go. You see, it's more of a Shinto shrine, Stephen, and it's got a garlic in. I'm going to put some rice in later. But this shrine, Stephen, is overlooking what is becoming our garden patch. You can see they're being worked. That is going to be where all the vegetables here at my feet are going to be. And Stephen, if this doesn't work, you can send me food. If you can tell, I normally play electric, this sort of stuff, but you can't do it on acoustic. Nope. Go, go. CBC. Do you want to talk first?
Au revoir. Oh.
Bastardo! Right, remember how we said we were missold the land, but we thought, you know, now we're here, we thought we'd be able to get around it. Turns out we were drastically missold the land. This is not an eco building site. This is actually a residential area.
This is a housing estate. This is called, translated in English from French, this is the new housing estate.
Yeah. So what they've said is they won't even allow straw bale buildings, and they will not allow the form of thing we had. Like, the plans we had were fine for an eco house, but they have called this an eco building, but it's not, and they were very sorry. But it turns out we were missold. So they said we can't have a turf roof, we can't have straw bale houses. So basically that just throws our budget, because we've got to have a house like this, like that, which is way over our budget.
It's ridiculously out of our budget, and they said that if the slim chance we did get planning permission, which we wouldn't, but if we did and we put a turf roof on and all the rest of it, we couldn't sell it because you can't sell it without insurance, and nobody would insure us.
Yep. So basically we've done everything right, in the sense that we've got the proper plans together, we've got a proper background research. They have done the correct thing, the mayor and everything. They're so apologetic, the mayor is very apologetic. The one issue here is the estate agents, do you remember their name?
Idiot and Idiot.
Idiot and Idiot and Co. have literally just latched onto us and sold us and fed us a load of tails. So
and the mayor was very nice. He even offered to let us stay in his house. He has 2 houses. He has 1 spare. Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, we're not allowed
Yeah.
to camp here. So even if we were to do the turf built roof, we would have to find accommodation, which would blow our budget. So in short, this is the end of our eco build after 5 days.
This is the end,
My only friend. So,
the end.
you know, the problem here is we were clearly took for a ride by the estate agents, and they've clearly got their money out of us, and we were lied to. We even told them we wanted a turf roof, straw bales. We made sure we told them this when we sat over there in the car, and they said no problem, this is eco, it's got to be solar panels, it's got to have this, and it was. And the first building we came to was one in the distance, which was a straw bale form house. Turns out that is a concrete or brick interior with a straw outside, so the outside is irrelevant as long as it's brick internal. So we'd have to do that. So basically it's just blown our budget. So we can stay if we want and we can do our stuff, but we need an extra £40,000.
So if you have an extra £40,000, or you'd like to own this beautiful plot of land in Paulet, because it really is a beautiful area.
It's nice.
It is nice. You can buy it off us. It's now up for sale.
So the problem is, just to round up, the problem is we just don't have enough cash to fulfill the legal requirements of the area here. They said what we could do is would be fine elsewhere, but the reason we bought it is because the estate agent said this is where this was happening. So that is a very short end to our 2-year
And
plan.
a very expensive camping trip.
Very expensive. Didn't want to buy any tools. End of dream. Not really. We're going to carry on. We'll do it some other way.
We'll get there. Stop doing that.